Hey soldiers, welcome back to another edition of Dominating on Conquest. Today we're going to tackle the Iberian Offensive, Iberian, not sure how to pronounce it. If you do, feel free to leave me a comment. I'll gladly correct the way I say it. That being said, again, with these map guides, I'm going to be trying to run all around the map to illustrate certain places that you want to go, some routes to take as you're responding to the flow of battle. I'll try to point out some different spawn beacon placement options for you, a couple different sniper spots, section, all in an effort to help you understand the map, the design of the map, and how to use it to your advantage. So thank you, developers, for making such a fun map for us to play on. Very close quarters. If you're a good tank driver, with that infantry busting tank, you're just going to get all kinds of crazy inside of here. All right, so from our side of the map, I want to say that C is like really important. It's not critical to hold, but C is important to hold because it gives you quick access to B and to D and to a degree A. So I would say it's definitely worth going to it. Let me show you some things about D real quick, and then we'll kind of work our way up from there. From my side, there's most of the folks that tend to capture this particular one will be up against the wall, not where my tank is running me over, right? They're going to be up against the wall, right? No, there's a guy over there trying to attack us, right? Some people go like right here where my squad mate is. I've seen some people kind of capture it from back here, right? All in effort to keep some cover between us and where the enemies are coming from, which would be on the B side of things. There is a bit of a flank you can use that's way over here. Let's just loop. I think we got them all over here. Nope, they're right there. That's the flank. Oh, there's two of them there. Ooh, level 423. Come get me. Broken keyboard. Ah, I tell you what. More interested in killing people than rezzing teammates. As I was saying, this is the flank. There's like a little, what do we call it? Whatever you want to call it. Is he still there? Are you serious? Okay, well, whatever. It's this little section you can run through. When you're running from this side, I would say be real careful because they have the upper spot right here where I pointed the two, right? And so they'll just like camp out there and just lay waste to you. So I would say I don't use it very often for that very reason. When I'm coming from this particular side, it's hard to really catch them. Why I lost to a KTS at point blank range, I will never know. Oh, there's a squatty reviving me. That's very nice of you. Appreciate that. All right, so let's do the attack of B since we're over here. When we're attacking B from our side, since their headquarters is on this particular side of the map, I want some cover between me and them because they're going to be coming in from there. You saw them go up in the hallway here. So I tend to capture from this green room. If I stand here, they're looking right at me. So I tend to be right in here. I've got a little alcove I can sit in and regenerate health. Got visibility into the courtyard, at least part of the courtyard, right? Can shoot them. You can do the same thing from this purple room. Jeez, Pete, I am terrible in here. Oh, heavens. There's a ton of them in here. You can do the same thing here from this purple room. I've seen people hide like right here where I pointed the two, like at the table. If you have a ghillie suit right here where this plant is, when the structure still exists, that's a pretty decent spot to do. So there are a couple of different rooms you could hide in to capture because the capture radius extends into those two particular rooms. The reason I tend not to do the upstairs is because everybody's looking at the upstairs. Right? It's like everybody's watching you up here. They're all... Oh, there's... Poor guys. But you do have some ability to attack. Is he just laying there? Okay. Well, you do your thing, buddy. So, any rate, and attacking from the backside of B is tough because they're going to keep streaming directly in from their side. Right? So, let's go from C to B. Now that they have C, I just want to point out one quick thing at C. When you have control of the upper hill, good grief, people, calm down. I can sometimes come out here, and like I'll watch over things from the outside of C, because I'm in the capture radius, and I have the hill above me, right? And I can get some visibility into there. In terms of spawn beacon placement, while we're over there, let me get upstairs real quick. I'm going to show you a spawn beacon. It's funny to say this, but like put it here in the bathroom. Put it here in the bathroom on kind of like the side that's closest to E on the second floor is like where I tend to put it. Not as many people go there, but yeah, some people do. You could also try to go like all the way up into the third floor and try to like camp it out on the stairs. I've seen some folks do that. But putting a spawn beacon up here in C is definitely worth your time. I tend not to put it in this bathroom or the one that's like on the other side of it because they tend to get destroyed. While the building still exists, like the second floor is a pretty good power position, right? If you're going to camp a window, don't go right up in the window because now you're just like there for everybody to see, but like sit back a little bit and you kind of just move, right? So same thing, we can sit back, we can kind of watch our alleyways a bit. There's a guy using mortar. Hey man, you do it, right? You definitely got some good visibility from this second floor, so consider it when you're attacking and defending C. All right, let's do the run to D from here. Which, regardless of which team you're on, the thing that I would note would be if I were on their team and we had the objectives we currently have, and knowing that I've got teammates on the B and on E side, I'm not worried about looking at my left and right as much as I am looking at where my teammate is and where all the gunfire is, like right where I pinged my poor teammate. And the tank that's in there. Did he get them both? Oh, he's right below me. Let's get out of here before the tank gets us. Poor fella. I like these houses because you've got some good visibility into things. You can definitely provide a little bit of overwatch into D, whether you're attacking or defending it. Right? So consider using these houses. Let me show you the other one real quick. All right, once we've captured D, this is the alleyway I don't like to go up. I call it like headshot alley because they're usually camped like right where I put the two and shooting at your face. So if you're going to go from here and you're not using the flank, whoop, go into this house. This is the one that I prefer. Which way is he going to come from? I think he's upstairs. Okay. I tend to come through this house more than going... That tank is going to destroy me out there. Well, yeah, we'll just run out so you can see it. That way I'm not running up the alley that everybody's like shooting me at. You can come out here. And if you need to, you can still duck into this house, right, to get yourself some cover. There's usually a lot of folks in this house, but it's another avenue that you can take. Good grief. I think I'm being like hunted here. See, he came out headshot alley. That didn't go well for him. That's why I never go that way. Okay, now we're going to attack D from this side. So again, you could come up the flank side. Right, we could use the lower flank that's down here, like you saw that team use in the first time, because now we're going to pass onto the tank. Jeez, I can't believe I missed that one. Whatever. You could attack it from that side. You could come from our spawn side, where our two teammates are going. I want to show you one other quick thing about D in particular. If I were on the other team, I'm not doing it on my team because our headquarters is right here, so it's still pretty easy to get to D. But if you needed to put a spawn beacon, you definitely can consider putting in a couple of different spots. Always know that there's like this, I'm gonna call it like drop down area that's down here that people can like put stuff down here. And when they spawn, they tend to like hide over here. I think he's back behind me somewhere. No, he's dead now, whatever the case is, right? So consider putting your beacon around there. There's another guy's right there where the supply bag is. You know, down here, see? Perfect. He put his spawn beacon. I mean, if we were on the other team, the spawn beacon would be a smart place, but since we can get to the uncap pretty quickly, I'm not sure why you want to do it, but, you know, it is what it is. Oh, we haven't even captured this. Here, I'm talking about it. I'm not even on the objective. Good grief. Now, since we're capturing it, and they own it, they're going to spawn from back around there. So put some cover in between you and them from where they're going to spawn, and watch where you don't have cover, because they're going to be looking right here. They'll also spawn from up... Oh, jeez. Calm down, people. Well, they'll spawn right where that guy spawned, which is like in between where I am and where our uncap is. So I tend not to capture from right up along the wall, but, you know, whichever. All right, so let's do B one last time. So again, as the reminder, if you're going to capture B and you want to do the flank, they can spawn in these buildings. So as you're making the run, like here, I'm gonna let the tank go first. Yeah, always let the tank go first. Just be mindful as you're running that they're going to spawn inside of here. And then you can complete the flank and go in where they are. Again, remember I said, like, I like having the green room, right? And I can shoot them when they're not looking at me, kind of thing. Except the tank's going to look at me. Who drives a tank down that street? I'm not really sure. But that would be a place to go. Oh, I didn't show you the spawn beacon there. Let me show you the spawn beacon at B real quick. Let's see if Broken Keyboard stays alive long enough for me to do that. Where is he at? Okay. Where he's currently at is where a lot of people like to put the spawn beacon, so everybody looks for it there. The other place I'll put the spawn beacon is around in this particular bathroom, like up here, because people don't tend to look for it up here, right? So feel free to do something like that. Why is he just driving around B? I don't know. Well, we're going to leave. You enjoy B. He's still up? Okay, there. Now he's gone. Let's make sure we capture it now. Did he get my beacon? He might have been going back for my beacon. Well, here we go. So this is a picture of why I like this particular room. Remember, they're going to be coming from there, or they'll be spawning from back here and coming across the street. So this gives me some cover between me and where they're going to be coming from. And they tend to come right through that alleyway. So if you're here in the purple room, they're looking right at you, and they're looking right at you. So to me, it's a little bit harder to capture. I prefer to capture on a side where they are not at and not looking at when they run across, and then just shoot them in the side or the back. Now, if you've got great reflexes, you know, feel free to, you know, take them head on, whatever you'd like to do. It's up to you. All right, so this team is having a pretty rough go of it. 14. How are we even doing here? Oh, 14-6. Yeah, well, we got a lot of really good players on our team. That other team's really having a bit of a struggle. All right, so let's real quick review A, and then we'll go ahead and call it quits for this video. Let's see if we can make it over there. A, if you ever need to attack A and you want to come through here, be careful coming through this alleyway. Everybody knows you're coming through this alleyway. I tend to more come along. Oh, it's a smart spawn beacon placement. I'm just going to leave it be. I tend to come more along down here. You can see the guy hears me running. So I'm going to throw a grenade at you. I tend to come along here and then cut up across the backside of A. I'll show you two spawn beacon placements. If you want to put pressure at A, I don't usually put pressure at A, but you can. One would be up this little staircase. You could tuck it in right inside of here. You could also do it up in this corner here, right? That's a reasonable spot to it. I don't usually put it all the way down here. It is a bit out of the way, and it's kind of like wide out in the open. There's nothing really to tuck it behind, but, you know, that's to each their own. And then lastly, let's do a couple of sniper spots for it. Obviously, you can have some great sniper fights along through all the grassy area that's kind of on this one side of the map here. You know, just knock yourself out. If you camp up here, a lot of people know people camp up here, and so they're going to be looking for you. So just have that in the back of your mind if you're going to be doing some sniping from there. In general, like you hear me say to you, try to be where the enemy doesn't expect you to be. Wow, good shot, tank. But then again, I'm just running around like a crazy man. All right, so let me show you one other sniper spot. Let's see if we can get to D real quick to cover the road between C. It's a lot more used, and so people just have to know that people are going to be there, and people know that you're going to be there, but you do have a pretty decent sniper angle on folks. Is like tucked back in this corner, and they'll watch like the alleyway. I don't have a large zoom on there, but you can see kind of the upper platform that everybody stands on the front of C, so people like to kind of do some sniping down here. And then obviously the traditional one, which would be on this, little alcovey area, and you're like sniping down the hallway, and then obviously coming back inside of here, open the doors, and you can kind of snipe this particular hallway, especially if you're using like a mini scout. Definitely worth a try. When you're pushing from D to C, I tend to come through this rubble more often than anything else. And then when I get to C, if the enemy owned C, I tend to come up through the middle. I'll come up off of this little, I don't know, electrical panel, and be kind of like ducking and looking around inside of here. And when it's safe, or if there's nobody here, I may come in and then attack C. So a couple of things I think might be helpful for you as you're thinking about attacking and defending. For C, there's not really a lot of good pointers I can give to you other than I tend to be low. Like I'll crouch and I'll shoot down hallways, right? I'll crouch, I'll shoot down hallways. I showed you the spawn beacon placement upstairs and then a way to sit out there. Because when you're out here, especially knowing that they're going to be coming from that side, which means they tend to be over here in some way, shape, or form, if you get shot at, you can still duck inside. Well, if the building still exists, you could duck inside of this and recover, but unfortunately, I see like right where this guy's at. I've seen people get low and get under the truck and all that stuff, right? We could have shot that guy, but your legs are sticking out and you got shot in the butt, which is funny, but you may get frustrated for that kind of stuff. And then the other, I stopped shooting because I thought I already had killed him. I'll show you one quick thing at E, and then we will be done. We'll spawn at C, and I'm going to run up to E real quick. When I make the run between E and C, I don't go this way. I know it's direct and everybody uses it, but I tend to run... Oh, that's a scooter. I tend to run along here. And then before I go running out, like I'll jump in the greenery here and look from here to watch to see if people are coming around that corner. And if they're not, then I can peek to my right before then I jump out. And then I always tend to attack from up on this particular side in the corner if I can. Or if the shrubbery still exists, you could lay inside of here. Those are a couple places that I tend to capture E from. When I go back and forth between E and C, this is the route that I'm pretty much always taking. Right, trying to use some greenery for cover as much as I can. Right, keep low. Because they're going to be watching you, especially if that tree is gone and they have visibility through the window. So things to think about when you're attacking B. So see, you can start to see them. And they'll spawn in front of you. And this guy's over here, right, and watching me. So there it is. That's a little bit about kind of the map design. Again, I think C is important because you can quickly get to everything. But if you hold C and, most of the other objectives are held by the other team, it's not really gaining you a whole lot. And then second side to that is I tend not to ask or encourage your team to capture A or E, depending on which team you are, like the opposing objective right outside of their headquarters. It's really hard to hold that. And usually a tank will come rolling through and then kind of it's the end of you. Unless you're an engineer and you want to do some fun things like that. See if I can get to this part of A real quick. Yeah, that tank's probably going to shoot me, but we'll go quick way around it. There are some nice little alleyways you can tuck in inside of A to capture A from the side. Well, let's see if we can make it. Oh, we did. How about that? It's up in here. You can see like this is like open area. You can come inside. You can get to A from this side. You can put a spawn beacon over here if you wanted to, and then keep attacking A. If I were on their team and I were approaching A, this is the route that I would approach from, right? I'd be coming in from my headquarters from here, and I would come over from this side, and you've got more visibility into what's going on there, and nobody's really watching you to come over from this side. So, just shoot a couple random guys for the fun of things. Let's get him mad. Right? Oh, I like having fun with this game. So, at any rate, that's a little bit about how you can play this particular map. So, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back with some more of these.